Our practice today will be a moderate flow. And we'll close the practice with about 20 minutes or so of Yoga Nidra. Begin the practice on our backs, the soles of the feet together, knees dropping out into a reclined round angle. Palms can come towards the sky. We'll start just by finding the breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Beginning to find your own personal rhythm. As we move through our practice today, at any time you need to take a break, you can come to child's pose. You can come into down dog. You can come into a forward, standing forward fold. You can come right back down here on the mat, either in Shavasana or into this reclined butterfly position. Our focus for our practice today really is compassion to the self. So I'll invite you to do whatever it is that's a good fit for you. You take your right hand and place it on your belly. Draw your awareness to the rise and fall of the breath. The rise and fall of the abdomen and the belly. Beginning to slow the inhalation and the exhalation. On the next inhale, the soles of the feet can come to the mat, the knees can come towards the sky. And I invite you to hug the knees into the chest. Notice the rounding of the low back, rocking a little from side to side. We'll begin to add in a little rocking and rolling, sending the legs straight up to the sky as we inhale. Bring the hands behind the knees, and then maybe exhale and rocking them. Then inhale as we roll back. Exhale as we rock back. Take a few rounds of breath here. One more. And as we find our way up to the top, just taking a pause, the hands can stay behind the knees if you'd like. For boat pose and Navasana, right hands can come out to the side. And we'll start with some alternating toe taps. So we'll inhale as we tap down, exhale, inhale, exhale. So if you have any low back issues, the hands can come down. This helps to protect the low back. One more each side. Cross the ankles and come forward and through. A breath or two here, pedaling out in your down dog. So rooting down through the knuckle at the top of the hand, at the top of the palm. And squeezing into the fingertips as if you're trying to grip into sand. Think about taking the soft part, the inner elbow, and roll it towards the front edge of your mat. And as you do so, the upper arm bones get a little broader, the back gets broader. The knees can be soft. The tail can be lifting towards the sky. Let's have one more breath here. Inhale as we step or walk the feet towards the front of the mat. So bringing the feet to about hip width distance, which is 8 knuckles. Maybe a little wider if the hamstrings are tight. Let the ribcage fall towards the thighs, let the head release down. And then we're going to bring the hands, interlace them behind the head, and hug the elbows in. So they become a little weight on the skull. Breathing into the back body. Starting to find some space along the spine, maybe in the back of the neck. This can help to alleviate some of those tension headaches we get. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale as you release the hands down towards the mat. Lengthen to a flat back and look forward. And then exhale as you fold. Inhale, flat back as you lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, root down to the feet and rise all the way up to stand. Sinking the arms and the inhale. And the hands come into the heart as you exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Grow longer on the front side of the body. And then exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, flat back as you lengthen fingertips to the mat or the shins. Exhale as you bring the hands down and step it back to plank. So press into the hands, a little rounding through the upper back, belly draws in and up. And we'll bring the knees down and lower to a chaturanga or maybe all the way to the belly. Press into the tops of the feet. Draw the sternum forward as you come to cobra. And then exhale, up and back to down dog. Pedaling out. So that's one variation for a sun salutation. We'll move through another. Inhale as you rise up onto the toes, bend the knees and look to the hands. Exhale as you step, hop, or walk the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Lengthen through the front body, go a little longer. And exhale as we fold. Inhale, flat back. Plant the hands down and step it back to plank. So you can bring the knees down again, or you can slide forward. We also call that plunging, and lower to a chaturanga. So knees down or up. And then flip both feet with the pelvis down for cobra or up for up dog. And then up and back to down dog. So if you tend to be somebody that's a little tight in the back body, or maybe you sit at a desk, pedaling out and down dog, bending the knees, moving the hips from side to side can feel really nice. Inhale here as we look to the hands, rise up onto the toes, bend the knees. And exhale as you step, hop, or walk the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Standing back and lifting through the front knees, sending those sit bones back. And then exhale as we fold forward. Flat back as we lengthen. And then plant the hands. And this time you'll be stepping to plank, or maybe find a little hot lap to chaturanga. So again, the knees can come down to chaturanga, or the knees stay up. And up dog. And then down dog. We'll cut that up as you work. One more breath here. tuck the toes into the knees. Look to the hands and exhale. Step up or walk. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale to sweep the arms. Press straight down into the heels, bend the knees and come to fierce pose. So as we press down into the heels, press out as well, like you're trying to pull the mat apart. I'm going to draw the belly in and up. Lifting through the upper back here. 2 more. Inhale as we grow a little taller, and exhale as we fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Plant the hands and step it back or hop it back. You can step, plank, or hop, chaturanga. Maybe lower, slide forward, knees down, up dog, and then down dog. From down dog, the right leg comes back behind. So soften that standing leg, keep the right leg a little higher and inhale. And then exhale, hug the knee in, pick up through the hips and step the right foot to the right thumb. Soften out that knee, inhale as we rise up here to high lunge. Belly draws in and up, keeping the feet to hip width distance from right to left, so we don't fall over. Inhale. Exhale as we pitch forward, left hand comes down. Right hand will come to the hip as we hug the right arm hip down and start to find a little spine twist. So if you're comfortable doing so, that right arm can come to the sky, it doesn't have to. We'll inhale as the right hand comes down, frame the foot, and step it back, plank. I'm going to give you a variation here. So you can move through chaturanga, or you can bring the knees down to table. Press back to child's pose. And then find your way back to down dog. Just one more variation. So inhale here as the left leg comes back behind. Soften that standing leg. Exhale as we hug the knee in. And step the left foot to the left thumb. Soften that back knee and rise up here to high lunge. So pulling the left hip crease back, right side of the pelvis wraps forward. The belly draws in and up. And the back knee is soft so that we're not pressing into the low back. One more breath here. Inhale as the hands come forward. And we pitch forward, straightening through that back leg. Right hand comes down, left hand to the hip. Hug the left outer hip down. And rotate to a spine twist. And if it's comfortable to do so, the left arm can come to the sky. Inhale, here's the left hand comes down. Press and step back. And so again, maybe chaturanga or maybe table. Child's pose. And down dog. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale, bend the knees, rise up the toes and lift the hands. Exhale as you step hop or walk the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Send the hips back here as the belly draws in and up, back to fierce pose. So bend the knees, press straight down through the heels and pull the heels apart. Inhale, and exhale as you come all the way to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale as we fold. Flat back as we lengthen. Plank the hands and step it back or hop it back. So plank brings you to chaturanga if you choose. Brings you to up dog or cobra. And then up and back to down dog. We'll inhale, here's the right leg comes back behind. Exhale, the right knee in. Pick up through the hips and step the right foot to the right thigh. Soften that back knee and rise again to high lunge. From high lunge, rotate that back foot And find your way into warrior two. So pressing straight down through the front heel so that the glute engages. Take that right outer thigh and wrap it out. Let the pelvis kind of hang where it's going to hang. Draw the belly in and up. And then instead of just kind of hanging here through the upper back, think of pulling back, like you're trying to press your upper back onto a wall behind you so that the muscles in the upper back engage. We'll take one more breath here. Bring the left hand to the hip, flip the front palm and reverse the warrior. And we'll rise back up, warrior two. Bring your right forearm to the right thigh. Left arm reaches up and overhead. And we'll bring the hand back behind the head and hug the elbow in. So the elbow hugs in by the cheek. And we'll inhale as we draw the shoulder up by the ear. Press it straight back like somebody just punched you in the armpit, and then hug it straight down the back. And as you do so, press the head into the hand and the hand into the head. So you're using your hand here to kind of create a little cradle to the head. And maybe that results in a little bit more of a rotation here. We'll inhale here as we release that top arm, rise back up to warrior two. And cartwheel the hands down, and then step it back. And so again, maybe plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or maybe table, child's pose, down dog. Left leg comes back behind as we inhale. Exhale, hug the knee in. Pick up through the hips and step the left leg to the left thumb. Soften that back knee, rise up, pile. Open your warrior two. Pressing down through that front heel so that the glute underneath engages. Take that front thigh and wrap it out. The back of the pelvis will probably swing around a little, that's okay. Belly dries in and up, so we're not leaning on that front thigh. Sometimes we do that. Think about pulling back here. Take those upper back muscles and hug them back. Engage. Nice. Bring the right hand to the hip. Flip the front palm and reverse the warrior. And then inhale as we come back and through. Left forearm comes to the thigh. Top arm reaches up and over. Bring the hand behind the head, hug the elbow forward. So giving yourself a nice little cheek to bicep connection. And then we'll draw the shoulder up by the ear, press it straight back, and hug it down. So now you have lots of space here. And then press the head into the hand, and the hand into the head. And as you do so, think of lengthening through the spine as you twist or rotate. So it's not a torque, we're just using that as a support. Release that top arm, rise back up, warrior two. And then cartwheel the arms forward and step it back. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Send the right leg back behind as we inhale. Hug the knee in. Pick up through the hips and step the right foot to the right thumb. Left knee comes down here. We'll heel toe the right foot out to the right. So let those toes turn out, let the knee turn out. Left hand comes down on the mat and grab onto that thigh as if we're grabbing the thigh muscle and pulling it away from the socket to begin with. And then start to wrap the chest open. So maybe think a little back bend and a little spine twist all at the same time. So it's not a huge movement, but take that right shoulder and think of hugging it back. You're trying to create lots of space. We'll inhale here as we come back to center. Heel toe back, fingertips come down. We'll lift the back knee and step the foot in halfway. So finding pyramid pose. Hug that right hip crease back. Draw the heart forward as you inhale. And then exhale as you fold. So we're going to work our balance a little as we soften that front knee. Bring the gaze forward, bring the hands into the heart, rise up, and then draw that left knee forward. So you can always use a wall. The big toe can always come down. Sometimes our balance is not where we think it is. And then we'll release the foot down. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale as we fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Plank the hands. We'll find our way back to down dog. So maybe you come plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Or maybe take another avenue, maybe go straight there. Once we're in down dog, we'll send the left leg back behind. Inhale here. And exhale, hug the knee in. And step the left foot to the left thumb. And heel toe that front foot up. Let the knee come down. Let the hand come down. Grab onto that left thigh. Holding away. Lifting through the chest so you get a little bit of a lift and a back bend, and a little bit of a rotation in the spine twist. And at the same time, allowing that left shoulder to hug back. So using the muscles along the back body to lift and open the front body. Often in yoga, we use all the muscles in the front of the body, and we forget that the back body is there. We'll inhale as we come back to center. Heel toe that foot back in. Lift the back knee and step it in halfway. Hug the left hip crease back with the inhale. And exhale as we fold. So we'll soften that front knee, bring the hands into the heart. Shift forward. Draw that right knee in and up. Or maybe it's here. Big toe comes down. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Set the right foot down to meet the left. And toss the arms to the sky. So I'm fierce pose again. Exhale. Bend the knees. Sit here. Belly draws in and up. Pressing straight down to the heels and then pulling them apart. So you're working the outer hips. Inhale and exhale as you fold. Inhale, flat back. Finding your way back to down dog. However you get there is fine. And from down dog, we'll find our way into a seated position. So I'm just coming to an ankle to knee, just opening the hips a little bit before we come to Yoga Nidra. So if your hips are really tight, you can extend one leg and draw the other one in. So maybe that left leg draws in, right leg extends. If they're not as tight and you want to stack them, one on top of the other, you can. If they're kind of somewhere in between, you might want to block for some support over here if this knee likes to fly. Or maybe a block in front. So the idea is not how far you can get into the pose. It's about the sensation you experience in the hips. You want an opening through that hip of the top leg. So if you're here and you feel nothing, this is probably not the place for you. Maybe you find yourself in an upright position here and you go, okay, I think I can handle this. If you're looking to take the pose a little bit deeper, you might sit on a blanket. You might even just shift the sit bones back a little and start to draw the torso forward a little. And you might notice an increase in sensation in that top hip. Maybe the fingertips come forward. Maybe you can find your way down towards the mat. or down towards the ground in front of you. If you start to come forward into a pose like this when we're opening hips and you feel it in your knee, or if just being in this pose you feel it in your knee, then lifting the pelvis will help to take the pressure off of the knee. So a blanket, a block, you can do this pose easily sitting on a block. And it just shifts the sensation a little bit in the pose, but also helps to take pressure off the joints around what you lifted. We'll take 2 more breaths here. When you're ready to do so, lean back and allow that bottom leg to extend out in front. Doesn't matter which direction, which leg is on top. The top leg will cross over. And we're going to spine twist here towards the hip of the leg that's crossed over. So I'm going to go this way. So we'll bring one hand back behind, then lift through the spine. Maybe I grab the outer knee. I'm not pressing into the outer knee to torque my spine. I'm just using it for a little bit of leverage, more to lift than anything. You might be somebody that's here. You might be somebody that your forearm goes across. Maybe you come through. This is a position that some people like to bind in. If you've practiced with me before more than 10 seconds, you know that that's not me. Take one more breath here. Inhale as you release back to center. And so the leg that was crossed over the top, that one's going to come underneath. We'll cross again. So just taking a similar position that you were in last time, you might notice that once you shift, one hip's a little tighter, maybe the knee pops up a little bit more, all of that is fine. Just being mindful of that top ankle. Sometimes we get into this habit where we'll drop the ankle down and get it's called sickling the ankle. It'll get like nice little wrinkles on the inner ankle. Pressing through the heel and pressing through the pinky side edge of the foot. And as you do that, things start to activate a little. You'll notice a different sensation in the hip. And again, maybe you're upright. Maybe you start to come forward. Fingertips, maybe down to forearms. We'll take 2 more breaths here. If you're leaning forward, you can slowly come back up. We'll extend the bottom leg out, cross the top leg over. It's just taking a moment here, lifting through the spine. Bring your arm back behind, twisting in the other direction. So again, maybe grabbing here, just to help with the lift. Maybe the arm comes a little further. And again, none of this is there torquing through the spine. It's just aiding you in the natural progression of your spine twist. You might notice that it's different from day to day, and that's to be expected. That's perfectly fine. Let's take one more breath here. And inhale as we come back to center and cross the legs, and we'll find our way onto our backs. So we'll come all the way down onto our back on the mat. And you can come into a Shavasana position, or if you'd like to bring the soles of the feet together, you can do so. This is where we're going to begin our Yoga Nidra. So as you're here, if you've made the choice to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees dropping out, it becomes uncomfortable, then by all means extend the legs. If you're practicing at home and want to do this portion of the practice on a more comfortable surface like your bed or your legs up on the wall or on a piece of furniture, you can do so. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel the cares and worries of the day flow out of you. Let your body sink into your mat and become completely comfortable. Nothing else matters right now. You've nowhere to go and nothing to do. Here to simply feel your body and listen. Do not worry if you do not hear all that is said. Simply listen without trying too hard. If the mind becomes overactive with thoughts and worries, just come back to the sound of my voice. As we move into Yoga Nidra, let us take a moment to create a safe space within each of you. A place that is peaceful and comfortable. A space that you can return to whenever the need arises. This place will be your perfectly serene oasis. Maybe this oasis will be indoors in nature. Maybe it will be by the ocean, in the mountains, by a river or in a garden. Maybe this place will be indoors, by a warm fire, curled in your favorite reading chair, in a warm bath, on your mat or in your bed. Wherever the location, this is your space. It is free of stress, free of distraction, and free of intrusion. When you're in this space, you feel peaceful. You feel open and safe. In the practice that follows, you're going to develop the feeling of relaxation in the body. It is not necessary to make movements or deliberately relax your muscles. Simply develop the feeling of relaxation. This is the feeling you have just before you fall asleep. Yoga Nidra is a practice that exists between sleep and awake. Try to remain awake as you move through the practice. Remain still and relax. Feel your natural breath. The breath you were born with. The breath that nourishes your body, your mind, and your spirit. Do not force the breath. Become the witness. Begin to draw your awareness inward. Notice your heart's longing. What does your heart desire? Create a sankalpa, an intention based on your heart's longing. A positive statement in the present tense, stated as though it's already happening. For example, I flow through life with peace. I am relaxed. I am blessed with abundance. Come up with your own sankalpa now and state it 3 times as though it's already happening. 3 times to yourself. Allow your awareness to travel through your body now on a journey of sensation. Simply draw your attention to each body part as it is mentioned. Feel each part of the body and remain still. Welcome all sensation just as it is. Bring your awareness to your right hand, thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, back of the hand, palm of the hand. Feel your wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side of the ribs, right side waist, hip, buttock, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, sole of the foot, top of the foot, whole foot. Bring your awareness to your left hand, thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, back of the hand, palm of the hand. Feel your wrist, your forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side of the ribs, left side waist, left hip, buttock, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, sole of the foot, top of the foot, whole foot. Draw your awareness to the top of the body, the head, the face, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, middle of the eyebrows, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, top lip, bottom lip, jaw, chin, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone. Notice your upper chest, your upper back, shoulder blades, rib cage, heart center, navel center, pelvis, root of the spine, the pelvic floor. Become aware of your whole right leg, your whole left leg, your whole right arm, your whole left arm, whole face, whole head, whole torso, whole body, whole body, whole body. Begin to notice your breath, your natural breath as it flows through you. Feel the in-breath. Note the out-breath. Allow the breath to flow through both nostrils as you inhale, and both nostrils as you exhale. Take a long, slow breath in, and pause at the top of the breath. A longer, slower breath out, and pause at the bottom of the breath. Take a long, slow breath in, and a long, slow breath out. Take a long, slow inhale. And as you exhale, imagine a wave flowing downward through your body, carrying away tension. As you inhale, a fresh wave flows upward through your body, bringing a sense of calm to every cell. Exhale, a wave flowing downward through your body, carries away doubt. Inhale, fresh wave upward, brings peace. And return to your natural breath, releasing the control over your breath. Return again to your role as the witness. Awaken the feeling of lightness in the body. Imagine that your whole body is becoming light. So light that your body could float away from the floor and towards the sky. The head is light and weightless. The limbs, light and weightless. The torso, light and weightless. The whole body is light and weightless. So light, they are rising higher and higher away from the floor. Awaken the feeling of heaviness. Imagine now your body is becoming heavy. Feel the heaviness in all parts of the body. Each part is becoming heavier and heavier. The head is heavy. The limbs are heavy. The torso is heavy. The whole body is heavy. So heavy, it is sinking down into the floor. Return to a sense of lightness. The head is light. The torso is light. The whole body is light, floating higher and higher away from the floor. Return again to heaviness. The head is heavy. The bones are heavy. The whole body is heavy. Sinking deeper and deeper into a state of comfort, of grounding, of security, of peace. Draw your awareness back to your breath. As you do so, imagine yourself in a park in the early morning. The sun has not yet risen, and the park is deserted except for yourself. It is a beautiful park, calm and peaceful. You walk across the springy grass while listening to the birds whistle and call as they welcome in a new day. As you walk on, you notice flowers off to your left, a rose garden. You stop to appreciate their beauty. The roses in yellow, pink, and red have a lovely fragrance. And as you walk closer, you see the early morning dewdrops on their petals. Nearby the rose garden, you notice a fish pond. As you gaze down, you see golden-colored fish swimming in and out amongst the water lilies. You pause and watch their graceful movement. As you walk onward, your attention is drawn to the trees. You notice the beautiful trees, the bare trees, and trees with leaves, wide spreading trees and tall stately trees. As you walk into the trees, you notice a clearing. In the clearing, you notice the perfect spot to sit and meditate at the base of a willow tree. The ground is cool and you take a seat, crossing your legs and leaning back against the base of the tree. You notice in this space that you feel an overwhelming sense of ease and peace. Close your eyes to meditate and repeat quietly your mantra. I am peaceful. I am grateful. I am not alone. As you sit in the alcove of the tree, you notice while meditating the sense of deep peace and harmony envelops you as the sounds of the park begin to fade. Now return to your heart's longing statement, your sankalpa, and repeat it again 3 times as a present truth. 3 times to yourself. It is the truth. As our awareness draws back to our body, back to our breath, we come towards the end of our meditation practice. I invite you to stay here as long as needed. And once you are ready to rise, do so slowly, do so deliberately, and to do so with peace. May your practice on the mat today and always bring you closer to the wisdom and knowledge that lies within you. Know that all of the answers that you already seek, you own. They are there within you, waiting for the questions to be asked. May this bring you some sense of peace. And may there be eternal peace